Welcome guys to my brand new channel. As you can see, I have no videos up except for this one. This is gonna be my first video that is going up. The point of this channel is to bring up discussion. I wanna watch movies and then talk about it. If you are someone that knows me, you know that after we watch a movie, TV show, or play a video game, I'm already wanting to talk about it. I'm not someone that always talks about the technical stuff. I am a filmmaker, I am aspiring to be a filmmaker. When it comes to movies, for me, it's a lot more of the emotional aspect than it is the technical. The technical is super important, but when I talk about movies, it's more about the impact that they had on me. And I think that's what story is for. Story is to inspire people, it's to get people to see something in another way that they haven't before. There's so much elements to story that I feel like we just don't talk about. We just consume the media and we don't talk about it. I just want to have this channel to discuss what the story meant to us and to propose questions and being like, hey, what did this mean for you? Shooting myself in the foot by starting with Black Swan, but I do think Black Swan is still a good movie to start with. If you have seen it, it has an extremely strong theme and message. You cannot watch this movie without knowing what the theme or message is. For those of you who haven't seen Black Swan for a hot sec and would like a refresher, or if you haven't seen the movie at all and would like to know what it's all about or what you're getting yourself into, because like I said, it's a very heavy film, here's my breakdown of the movie Black Swan. So Black Swan was written by Andreas Heinz and directed by Darian Aronofsky. I'm gonna put their names somewhere because I can't pronounce them whatsoever. But it was written and created back in 2010. So this movie's like 10 years old at this point. Just goes to show you that stories can transcend time, because honestly, it is such a good movie. So the story of Black Swan follows Nina Sayers. Sayers? Yeah, Sayers, played by Natalie Portman. So Nina is a dancer, but not just any dancer. She is a ballet. She's a ballerina. Gosh, why am I so bad at this? Nina, from the moment we meet her, is a perfectionist. You learn really quickly she also has an eating disorder, limits her calorie intake extremely in order to be the best dancer. So she has this routine with her mom, suffering from an eating disorder, basically training day and night as a ballerina. We also learn that she might also have some anxiety. It appears very early on that as Nina's on the train, she sees a double of herself. This is one of those things I love about the movie because it doesn't really explain it. It's just kind of like, this is a thing, and honestly, if you don't pay attention, you're going to miss it. Doubles are just everywhere in this film. Like, Nina will see them walking by, or she'll see them on the train, she'll see them in other people, she'll see them in the dancers. They're just everywhere. They're almost like haunting her, and I think it's because of her anxiety. Nina, like everybody else in her class, would love a chance to be the next Swan Queen in the company's latest production of Swan Lake. The thing you gotta know about the old Swan Queen is she was forced to retire, seemingly before she was ready to.
Beth? I'm so sorry to hear you're leaving the company.
The director, because his old Swan Queen is retiring, is looking for his new princess, as he said.
My little princess, please.
Nina, like everyone else in that class, wants that role so bad. Duh, who doesn't want the lead role? Nobody wants to be the schmo in the back, just being the tree. Losers. Turns out that Nina is perfect for the White Swan. She's graceful, she's very precise in every movement she does, and the director loves her dance or her version of the White Swan.
If I was only guessing the White Swan, it should be yours.
However, the Swan Queen is both White Swan and Black Swan. And the Black Swan is basically the exact opposite of the White Swan. The Black Swan is more in the moment, unpredictable and crazy, and requires the person to just let go of themselves and just exist in the dance. And that comes very difficult to Nina, who has to be precise about everything. The director knows Nina struggles with just letting go and just being in the moment because everything has to be matched. He hasn't given up hope on her, but he needs her to show him that she can be the Black Swan. So Nina auditioned for the role of Swan Queen. She does the first half, the White Swan, absolutely perfect. The director loves it. Then she has to perform the Black Swan, and that's where there is a lot of issues.
Not so controlled. Seduces. Not just the prince, but the court, the audience, the entire world. Come on. The fouettés are like a spider spinning a web. Attack it! Attack it! Come on!
director is immediately like, it's not good enough, let it go, be more flowy. She's trying her best, and in the middle of her audition, Lily walks in. Lily is the new girl in the dance studio.
Girls, this is Lily. Straight off the plane from San Francisco, she's filling Rebecca's old spot.
Basically, Lily comes in and she is the exact embodiment of the Black Swan. She is the opposite of Nina in every single way. She is way more free in her life. She lets loose, she goes to parties, alcohol, she dates people. She's just very life experienced. Whereas Nina, still living at home with her mom, has trouble moving on or exploring outside of her world. So of course, with Lily coming in, being exactly who the Black Swan needs to be, she gets very stressed out to the point that she ends up going to the director's house. So the director's name is Thomas. So Nina goes into Thomas's office to try to talk him into giving her the role of the Queen Swan.
I can dance the Black Swan too.
Really? In 4 years, every time you dance, I see you obsessed, getting each and every move perfectly right, but I never see you lose yourself.
She does not have any faith that she got the part whatsoever. And so Thomas explains to her, you need to show me you want this. You need to let go. You need to let go of yourself. That is a constant thing for Nina to do. She's constantly being told, let go of yourself, be loose, be free. He even goes as far to ask her if she's a virgin. It embarrasses her because she probably is. Not saying that that's a bad thing, but for him, in his mind, that's not who the Black Swan is.
Perfection is not just about control. It's also about letting go. Surprise yourself so you can surprise the audience. Transcendence. And very few have it in them.
So what does Thomas do? He kisses her. Yep. Just goes right for it. Obviously, Nina's just like, oh no. But in the moment of him kissing her, she actually bites him. And that, in Thomas's mind, is like, there. She has fire, she can be in the moment, and he gives her the part. Now, intensity sets in. This is a part of the movie that it gets really intense really fast. As Nina is kind of crumbling from all of the stress of being the Swan Queen on her shoulders, she is starting to lose her mind. We start to see as she picks her fingers, she actually peels most of her skin off her hand and starts to bleed. She'll snap out of it and she'll see that nothing is wrong. She has this thing where she's been like scratching her back and there's been a lot of marks and that type of stuff. All of a sudden it will start pulsating. Nina's starting to really crack under the pressure. So Lily comes over one night, knockety knock 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 on the door, and it's just like, hey, you want to go party? She goes with Lily, they go to the bar, she's drinking it up. Lily puts stuff in Nina's drink, which makes her way more crazy. Then when she gets home with Lily and locks her mom out of her bedroom door, and I don't want to explain the next part. Nina the next day wakes up very hungover and very late for rehearsal. She rushes over to the rehearsal to see that Lily is practicing as the Swan Queen.
Hey. Look, she just wanted some more kid and asked me to step in, okay? I overslept. Oops. Well, hey, at least you had a good time, right?
You put something in my drink.
Yeah.
And then you just took off in the morning.
And this is when we find out Lily never went over to Nina's house.
Yeah, you slept over.
No.
It was all in Nina's head. Yes, they did go to the pub, but they went their separate ways after that. At this point in the movie, you really start to question, out of everything that we've seen so far, what is real and what is in her head. Even the way that she perceives people. There's a moment in the film where it shows that she's practicing so hard she actually breaks her toe, like her nail comes off and that type of stuff, and it just shows you the physical harm she is doing to her body in order to get perfection. Finally get to the night just before the big performance. Nina, for whatever reason, goes to the old Swan Queen.
What are you doing here?
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
You stole my things.
I was just trying to be perfect like you.
I'm not perfect.
Basically, Nina witnesses her trying to stab herself with a nail file. Nina takes her away, goes back home, and completely loses her mind.
Mommy?
Sweet girl.
Her pictures on the wall start yelling at her and screaming at her, so she tears them all down. Her scars on her back that she's been scratching at start to like really pulsate, and then she pulls out like a black feather. Her mom tries to get into the room. Nina literally breaks her hand by slamming the door on her mom's fingers, and then once her mom is out, her legs break and she ends up having swan legs, falls over because, you know, she don't know how to stand, and passes out. When she wakes up, she's in her bed, her mom is sitting by her side, and her clock is missing.
You were scratching all night.
Where's my clock?
Oh, don't worry about that.
What time is it? Shh. My show's tonight. I have
No,
to...
no, no. No, don't worry. I called the theater and I told them you weren't feeling well.
Obviously, Nina's upset. She gets out of the room against her mother's wishes, even to the point of squeezing her mom's broken hand in order to get her out of the way, and goes to the performance. Everyone there is completely shocked that she is there. Lily is upset because she was already in costume and ready to do the performance when Nina just shows up.
What are you doing here?
Nina?
She was supposed to be sick.
Wait. Give us a minute.
Thomas goes into her dressing room and is just like,
Nina.
What?
I've already asked Lily.
I'm here tomorrow. I'm doing it.
and Thomas's last words of encouragement is just let yourself go. Nina is the only person in her own way. With that, he leaves and she gets ready for her performance. Act 1 in her dance does not go super well. She's completely in her head. She's convinced that Lily is after her due to all of this insecurity. During the big moment of being lifted in the air, she jerks herself and everyone's upset about this, and for Nina, it was kind of like her breaking point. She failed. She was not perfect. She goes back to her dressing room to find Lily sitting in her chair in the Black Swan costume, preparing to go on stage.
See, I'm worried about the next act. Just not sure you're feeling up to it.
Stop. Please stop. How about I dance the Black Swan for you?
Lily turns into Nina and they have a fight. So Nina is now fighting with herself. And as Lily Nina is strangling Nina, Nina's neck starts to extend. And then she just takes a broken piece of glass, stabs Lily Nina in the gut. And once that happens and the glass piece breaks off, we see Lily to be back to who Lily is, and Nina just saying, it's my turn. Nina then just drags Lily's body into her bathroom, shuts the door, and gets ready for her next performance. At this point, she is the Black Swan. Her eyes are red. She is dancing the Black Swan perfectly. She is so graceful. She's in the moment. She's unpredictable. Visually, a stunning scene. It's also terrifying because we at this point know what's going on. As she goes out on stage and she's twirling around, her feathers start to grow and grow and grow until she has finally done the full transformation, and she is literally the Black Swan. After this act, she goes back to her dressing room and she sees the pool of blood that is starting to form from the bathroom. She just takes a towel and puts it on and changes into the White Swan. Once she's in costume, knock, 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 guess who's at the door?
Hey, you were amazing. Seriously, I know that things got a little messed up between us, but I mean, you completely blew me away. Okay, well, I guess, that's it. So I'll let you finish. There.
Okay. She goes to the bathroom. She pulls away the towel and there's no blood. She goes into the bathroom and Lily's body isn't there. And then she realizes what the cost of perfection was. She stabbed herself in the gut with the glass, but the show must go on. So she goes out on stage, she finishes the last performance, dancing her heart out. Her mom is now in the audience watching her. She goes up on the pier, the final moment of the dance, and all she has to do is fall off the top mountain onto the mattress. And with grace and poise she does, and in that moment you see all the blood starting to pool in her costume. Everyone comes over to thank her, realizes she is injured, and the movie ends with Nina saying, it was perfect. It's kind of a lot in a movie. Obviously, I didn't go over every single detail. I tried to get as much in it as possible, but this is something that I wanted to talk about. The message of perfection. Perfection, especially in today's society, is held at such a high point that a lot of us don't even realize what we're sacrificing for. And Nina's sacrifice for being the Black Swan was giving up everything else she was. It was her own life. And although we might not be killing ourselves over perfection, aren't we giving up our own lives for it? Isolating ourselves from social situations, limiting our diet so we get the perfect body, doing all this extra work in order to get this one specific job. Are we even living? Nina's constantly told to let go of yourself. You're the only person in your own way. That is so true for all of us. Not necessarily to get perfection, but we need to get out of our own ways. We need to let go. We need to just live in the moment, allow life to happen, be content with the skills and abilities that we have. Not saying not to improve, because improvement is always good, but don't let your own life be the sacrifice for that improvement. I know nothing I'm presenting here is new in any way, shape, or form. Like I said at the beginning of this movie's been out for about 10 years, and I'm sure people have picked this apart time and time again. For me, I actually just watched the movie for the first time 2 weeks ago, and I wanted to talk about it. I think it is a really good reminder to not sell yourself for perfection. You shouldn't sell yourself for this one instance of being perfect or for this one instance of being the best. Unfortunately for life, there's always going to be someone better than you. The only thing you can do is be the best you can be and be confident in that. Anyway guys, that's my review on Swan Lake. Black Swan. If you liked it, give it a big thumbs up and make sure you subscribed and let me know what you thought of it. My very first video. I'm hoping to do more stuff like this, just talking about movies and proposing some serious questions to them. Hope you guys enjoyed. Have a great life. Yeah, that's it.